What's up, friends? Today I'm gonna share with you tips for better freaking lifts for literally every muscle group you train. Now keep in mind, this is not an all-inclusive list of tips, but these are just a few tips that I've learned over the years of training that have actually made a pretty big freaking difference. So what muscle group should we start with first? How about chest? That's what I was gonna do anyways, because it's already set up right here. So let's go ahead and get started with this. But before we do, obviously you gotta hit the like button, subscribe to the channel. Thanks for doing that. So I absolutely love to just do a flat bench press. I'm gonna show you with the flat bench press how you can completely obliterate your chest. Now what a lot of people do, and I'm not even sure if people realize that they do this, but when they do a bench press, they take it off the bar and they bring it down to like right here, to the lower end of their chest, and then push it back up. Now the problem with that is, if I were to draw a line here, you're almost doing a diagonal, and you're actually training more of your front delts than you are your chest. And the biggest thing with training chest is to get that massive stretch with your chest, and then use that stretched muscle to push the weight back up. So this is literally the best thing you can do here. Imagine that this bar is coming towards your throat, and this will allow you to go straight down, and you're gonna feel your chest stretch and push it back up. Nice, slow, controlled movement. And I just trained chest yesterday, and it's quite sore because doing it this way will jack you up, bro. If your shoulders hurt when you get too low, don't stop all the way down at the bottom of your chest. Stop a little bit above it and then push straight back up. That little tweak makes a massive world of difference. Okay, with the dumbbell fly, it's the same thing here. Dumbbell fly, dumbbell press, whatever you want to call it. I start right here with my chest. I mean, I've got a deep stretch and then pushing straight up. So instead of doing this, which still gets it pretty good, if you imagine these dumbbells coming down and touching your earlobes, and then pushing it straight back up. My goodness, it's an absolute chest Armageddon. Chest-ageddon. Oh, you got this. You got this. I believe in you. Let's talk about arms. And starting with biceps, I like to do your basic dumbbell curl. It's nothing crazy. A lot of times when you exercise, you don't have to do that crazy of different exercises. If you understand a little bit of that feel and the technique when training any muscle group, it goes much further than just trying to find the craziest, most wild exercise. Just train the muscle hard. Make sure you get some failure out of it. That's actually probably a better tip than anything else I'm giving. So this is the main thing that I focus on when I'm doing bicep curl. So your average bicep curl might look like this, right? You're just doing that, and it's gonna do something. It's not necessarily a waste of time, but what I like to do is just lean a little bit and envision that as I'm going up, I'm scooping like some freaking ice cream, like that. Just that little lean, and then the scoop up. Imagine you're like a freaking tractor moving some dirt. Go find a construction site and do this. And you may not think this is that much different, but when you just do a little bit of a lean, whew, it completely destroys your biceps. And obviously as well, you're not gonna wanna swing the weights. Nice controlled movements, scoop that up. Regarding triceps, I don't have much for you, but what I do like to do after I've done like a drop set of dumbbell skull crushers like this is end that set with these. I think it's the perfect way to finish off any tricep workout. So check this out here. So you take the bar like this and then keep your hands maybe about 6 or 8 inches apart. And what we're going to do is basically like a bodyweight barbell skull crusher here. So I'm just gonna dip right under the bar and really feel my tricep fully stretched out and then use it to come back up. And this after a drop set of dumbbell skull crushers or whatever other tricep exercises you're doing will just feel like murder on your triceps. Whew. Slow, controlled movements here. Oh. And then if you want, you can kind of scissor out like this and do them this way as well. I like both variations, and my goodness, give that one a try. One exercise I absolutely love to do when training back is just the basic pull-up. One thing that has helped my pull-ups like crazy and really train the lat muscle is going really slow on the negative part of the rep. Taking your time with these reps is incredibly important, and let me quick show you what this looks like. So I'm starting the pull-up like this with my lats fully stretched out, but I'm even bending my knees here so I get that full stretch. And then I'm just gonna pull up and slowly come down. Back to the same starting point, lats fully stretched. Pull up, slowly come down. And even just getting to like 5 of these reps is pretty legit. It gets your lats burning. The next exercise I love for back is just doing a bent over dumbbell row. So when I start these, it's the same kind of thing as the pull-ups, and really anytime I'm training my back, I want my lat muscle as stretched as possible on the starting point of the rep. I'm gonna fully bend over like this here, and then I'm just gonna squeeze these dumbbells right up, tuck them right in towards my chest here, and then slowly bring them back down. Squeeze up, slowly back down. And instead of just having the weight hang here and doing reps like this, you want to fully have the weight stop, lose momentum, and then start your next rep. And if there's a little bit of arch in your back, that's okay, because you want as much stretch on those back muscles as possible. And that one's pretty brutal. This last exercise I'm gonna show you for back is one that I like to add maybe at the end of like a drop set of bent over dumbbell rows. This one's pretty simple here, but it really gets my lats like just burning. So I'll put the bar like this so it can hold my weight, and I'm just gonna grab the bar like this and simply pull up like that and really feel that lat squeeze at the top of the rep, and then fully stretch it back and squeeze up. And if you've never tried these, my goodness, this is fantastic. At the end of like a drop set or a back circuit, this will just destroy you. And you can even widen the grip, but I usually like about medium grip here. I don't know if you can see how I almost like, not quite dislocate my shoulder, but really just stretch that back out at the bottom of the rep and squeeze up. Now let's quick talk about shoulders, and one of the main exercises I love to do is just your basic dumbbell military press. What you see a lot of guys doing is this here. They start in this position and then squeeze all the way up. And there's a much better way to do this, and it's not really that much different. But if you start lower here with your elbows tucked, you get way more delt activation. So you start here and then just go straight up. So instead of squeezing in, end the rep here like this. And so you can see there's a slight rotation there. Oh man. And the lower you can go with this at the bottom of the rep here, the more it's gonna force those delts to push that weight up. And this turns my delts to fire. Next thing I like to do for shoulders, it's not really a tip, but if you're not doing some kind of lateral raises when you're training shoulders, you should definitely do it. And I'll just do these something like this, one at a time. Nice controlled movements. And you can also do something like this, where you're kind of leaning. If you want to bend forward a little bit, gets them pretty good. Or if you really want to hit the rear delts, you can really bend forward. Do them like that. And I like to do the lateral raises at the very end of training shoulders when they're already very fatigued, and this just really tops them off. So there you go. Okay, so for abs, what I like to do is add in hanging leg raises after I've done like sit-ups as well as laying leg raises or something. So my best tip for you with this is do some kind of ab exercise and then finish it off with these. Very slow controlled movements, and just bring your legs up and slowly back down. And even if this is the only ab exercise you do, these are crazy effective. Now, the other thing with these hanging leg raises is if you can work your way up to it, try not to let your feet touch the ground, even for a couple reps. So instead of stopping and standing back on the ground, stay hanging the whole time. This will tire you out real quick. Still hanging here. Oh man, and I feel like a monkey. The only thing is with the hanging is you really gotta allow your momentum to stop for the next rep. It can be easy to kind of use that swinging momentum. And so if you gotta put your feet back on the ground so you can get a more controlled rep, definitely do that. But hanging leg raises are my go-to for training abs. So do it, you're gonna love it and you're gonna hate it. It's a paradox, you get it. Let's talk about legs. The tip I'm gonna give you today is gonna be one that you're gonna hate me for later. You're gonna message me about it after you try it and say, seriously dude, I hate you for this because my legs are in serious pain. These completely destroy my legs every single time. I'm literally sore for like 3.5 days. I mean, don't take my word for it, try it yourself. So first of all, I love to do weighted lunges. The way I used to do weighted lunges was hold the weight in one hand, keep myself stable with another hand, and just go down and back up, and then really focus on having one leg do all of the pushing. That's one thing, regardless of how you're doing lunges, you gotta really focus on having the one leg do the pushing. But I'm gonna show you a new way to do weighted lunges that will take your leg days to hell. So check this out here. This is what I do. Whatever gym you're at, try and find something that's like a nice piece of metal. That's about what, like 2 inches thick here. All you're gonna do with this is raise your heel with it. So I put this on the ground and then just rest the back of my heel on. As I'm going down, it's gonna put way more tension on my quads as well as my glutes, and I get a little bit more contraction when I get all the way to the bottom of the rep. Now, when you're doing these lunges, you can go back like this, which is perfectly fine. But what I love to do is go slightly forward and then crunch down and then come all the way back up. Now, raising this heel not only gives you more support, but again, it completely crushes the muscle. And so I'll do this with a drop set of like 3 different weight increments, starting with like 80 pounds, then 60 pounds, and then just the body weight. I alternate between legs, obviously, and do 4 sets of that, and then move on to other leg exercises, and that will just completely destroy me. So here's what it looks like with 40 pounds here. Just go straight down and then push back up. Push back up like that. And really the goal here is to get your calf muscle to touch your hamstring. And that's typically a good sign that you're getting enough contraction with the leg to really train the whole muscle. Try those. Don't hate me for recommending it, but also you'll love me for recommending it. That little 2-inch heel raise makes a massive difference. Now, the other last little tip regarding legs is when I'm training calves, I just do weighted calf raises and then I drop set it and then go to body weight calf raises. The biggest tip I can give you with that is just spend as little as time as possible between sets. So if you can get out like 5 or 6 sets, taking maybe 20 or 30-second breaks between each set, your calves will be obliterated by the 5th set, 6th set. Just that one little tweak there will make a big difference on training calves. So good luck with that. Well, there you go, friends. Those are some of my tips for you, and I hope they help you out, and I hope your strength training sessions from here on out are absolute misery, and you're gonna also love me for it, because that's how this thing works. You hate it in the moment, but then you start to really love how you feel every single day. And that's a big reason why I continue to strength train day after day, week after week. So stay after it. Don't give up. Why are you thinking about giving up? Why is that thought even entering your mind? Thanks so much for watching this video. If you need good music for any of your videos, if you're a content creator out there, I get all of my music from moodsounddesign.com. We're linked right below in the description. Check us out. And hey, I'll see you on the next video. Peace.